LPBW, Amy admits ex-Matt's construction on the family farm feels empty after his fallout with their kids. Amy Roloff is opening up about how the famous Roloff Farms doesn't bring her the same joy as it once did. On Tuesday's episode of Little People, Big World, Roloff met up with her friends Lisa and Deb in Portland, Oregon, to catch up over a drink. At the restaurant, the TLC star opens up about how the family farm where she used to live feels completely different now that her ex-husband Matt is building a new house there with his fiancée, Caryn Chandler. Lisa then asks, "How does it change the dynamic on the farm? When you go there and see all of a sudden this big house there, does it feel weird to you?" After a pause, Amy says, "It's like a whole different lifetime. It feels empty. There's no life to it. This could have been the next generation," implying that the farm could have been a place where her kids' families would want to hang out. She and Matt share 4 children together, twins Zach and Jeremy, 33, a daughter named Molly, 30, and another son named Jacob, 27. She adds, "It just saddens me that the family's broken." The scene then cuts to a confessional-style clip of Amy saying, "When a family goes through a major event like Matt and I getting divorced, and then the farm not working out, yeah, you do feel like something has broken." She continues, "You have a choice. How long do you leave it broken, or is there a way to help heal it? That will take time." Amy has since remarried with her husband, Chris Merrick, and the two have been house hunting for their retirement home. Along with building his dream home with his fiancée, Matt also opened up a short-term vacation rental on the farm after first trying to sell that portion of the property. He later sparked a family controversy after revealing he'd leave the farm to his ex-wife if anything ever happened to him, rather than leaving it to any of his children. In the season 25 trailer, Matt admitted that he doesn't see his son Zach and his wife Tori often, and Zach refused to talk about his dad's engagement to Chandler on camera. "We don't see Zach and Tori that often," Matt said of his son and his wife, who share 3 children of their own. "I think they must have made some sort of pact that they don't want to come to the farm." For years, Little People, Big World has taken fans behind the scenes of the Roloff family's triumphs, tensions, and transitions. Among the most emotionally charged developments in recent seasons has been the widening rift between Matt Roloff and his children, especially his sons, Zach and Jeremy. And now, in a candid moment, Amy Roloff, Matt's ex-wife and longtime matriarch of the show, is speaking out about how the changes on the farm, particularly Matt's construction of new buildings, feel hollow in the wake of the family's growing emotional distance. Amy's remarks offer insight into a lingering sadness that fans have sensed for seasons. Despite the fresh paint, new projects, and sweeping renovations, the Roloff family farm no longer feels like the heartwarming, bustling gathering place it once was. A legacy rebuilt, but at what cost? Since the divorce between Amy and Matt in 2016, the 100-acre Roloff Farms has undergone a noticeable transformation. Matt has enthusiastically pursued construction projects, building new structures, upgrading amenities, and even designing a custom dream home with his now fiancée, Caryn Chandler. But to Amy, the transformation has come at a cost. In a recent episode of LPBW, Amy visited the property to check on some of the construction progress, and her reaction was telling. "It just feels so different now," she shared in a confessional. "It doesn't feel like a place where the family gathers. It's big and impressive, sure, but it feels empty." Her words weren't just about the physical space, they carried emotional weight. Amy wasn't critiquing the quality of the construction or the ambition behind it. Rather, she was mourning the loss of something more intangible: connection, togetherness, history. And it all stems from the growing divide between Matt and the couple's children. Matt's fallout with Zach and Jeremy. Much of the recent strain stems from what fans have dubbed the Great Farm Fallout. When Matt began making plans to sell off a portion of Roloff Farms instead of keeping it in the family, tensions soared. Both Zach and Jeremy had expressed interest in buying the land and keeping the family legacy alive. But negotiations broke down, and Matt's decision to list the property publicly came as a blow, especially to Zach. Zach openly criticized his father's handling of the situation on social media and on the show, calling it a manipulative move. Since then, his relationship with Matt has been distant, even cold. The fracture extended into filming, with Zach and Tori eventually stepping away from regular participation on LPBW. For Amy, who spent decades raising her children on that very land, the estrangement cuts deep. "I just never thought we'd be in this place," she admitted tearfully in another episode. "This farm was supposed to be where our kids could raise their own families someday. Now, it feels like that dream is gone." Amy's own emotional journey. Amy has long been the emotional anchor of Little People, Big World. Fans watched her navigate the awkward transition of selling her portion of the farm to Matt and relocating to a new home. That chapter, while bittersweet, represented a fresh start. But even after settling into life with her new husband, Chris Marek, Amy has remained closely tied to the emotional history of the farm. It was where she raised her children, built a life, and experienced both joys and heartbreaks. Seeing it evolve into something unfamiliar and witnessing her kids distance themselves from it has made those changes harder to swallow. "Matt has every right to do what he wants with the farm now," Amy acknowledged, "but it's hard to see it being built up when it feels like the family is breaking down." Fans share Amy's sentiment. The LPBW fanbase has been vocal in its support of Amy's perspective. Many longtime viewers have expressed that the magic of the show and the farm itself has diminished since the family began to fracture. On social media, fans have commented that the new buildings feel more like tourist attractions than a family homestead. Some have even gone so far as to say the farm has become a soulless business venture, lacking the heart and purpose it once had when Amy and Matt were parenting under the same roof. "It used to feel like a home," one fan wrote on Reddit. "Now it feels like Matt is just trying to turn it into a resort." Chris Marek's take on the situation. Amy's husband, Chris Marek, has offered a more neutral perspective. While he acknowledges the tension, Chris often tries to play the role of peacemaker. He has been seen encouraging Amy to let go of some of the hurt and accept the changes for what they are. "I think Matt's trying to move forward in the way he knows how," Chris said during a recent episode. "But yeah, I can see how it doesn't feel like home anymore for Amy or the kids." Chris and Amy have maintained a civil relationship with Matt and Caryn for the sake of family events and show filming, but the emotional undercurrents are hard to ignore. The bigger picture: legacy versus ownership. At the heart of the tension lies a fundamental difference in vision. For Matt, the farm is a personal project, a creative and financial endeavor. For Amy and the kids, it was supposed to be a shared legacy, something passed down through generations. Matt's decision to retain control of the property and then list parts of it for sale felt to many like a betrayal of that vision. The emotional wound is even deeper, considering the family's long-standing emphasis on unity, inclusion, and tradition. "This wasn't just a piece of land," Amy said. "It was the heart of our family. And when that heart starts to beat for something else, money, control, ego, it's painful to watch." Zach and Tori's new life away from the farm. Following the breakdown in negotiations, Zach and Tori Roloff moved to Washington with their children, choosing to put distance between themselves and the Roloff family drama. While they've shared that the move was the best decision for their family, the emotional wounds remain. Zach has continued to make occasional appearances on LPBW, but he has been clear about his boundaries with Matt. He and Tori have also expressed that they have no current interest in returning to the farm under Matt's leadership. Amy has expressed sadness over the situation, but remains supportive of her son's choices. "I want my kids to be happy, to raise their families the way they see fit," she said. "I just wish it didn't have to come with so much pain." Matt's vision moving forward. Despite the criticism, Matt continues to move forward with his plans for Roloff Farms. Construction on his and Caryn's dream home is well underway. He also continues to market the farm as a venue for events, pumpkin season festivities, and short-term rentals. In interviews, Matt has stated that his goal is to make the farm more self-sustaining and less dependent on the family's direct involvement. But that approach has been perceived by many, especially Amy and the kids, as impersonal and business-focused. "Matt's very good at what he does," Amy said. "He knows how to build things, create things. but I think sometimes he forgets that relationships have to be built too. Will there ever be a reunion? As fans wonder whether the fractured Roloff family can ever fully reunite, Amy holds on to a glimmer of hope. "I'm not giving up on my family," she said. "Things are hard right now, yes. But I believe in grace. I believe in second chances. And I believe we're all capable of growth."